As some wore purple to support the movement. It's in memory of several teens who committed suicide after being bullied because of their sexual orientation.
They say that pain from the hurt never goes away.
It bothers me, to know that there's kids out there that still get picked on for something that they can't control.
My first experience of homophobic bullying when I came out at 15. They called me the usual stuff: queer, homo, cocksucker. I thought if I ignored them they would just go away, but it didn't. Eventually groups of them started following me home just because I was gay. They damaged my house and stole my bike.
Is anybody listening? Can you imagine going through life, being ashamed of who you are, finding me dismissed faith? Faith in what? Faith in what I do is sin, and that I'm going to hell, and that I can't tell anybody or anyone who I really am.
It made me feel like scum, made me feel lower than dirt, made me feel like there was something wrong with me.
A bright student at Rutgers University whose life was senselessly cut short. He was outed as being gay on the internet and he killed himself. Something must be done. This month alone, there have been a shocking number of news stories about teens who have been teased and bullied and then committed suicide.
Saying that being gay is a choice is just like saying that heterosexuality is a choice.
My brother was a happy, bubbly person, and he made friends wherever he went. He was always nicest to everybody, and he always put everyone before himself. Of course, that was it's about 2 years ago now, before he killed himself because he came out as gay.
Well, I hid it from everyone for so long. I found school extremely hard to cope with. As well as growing up, I hid this thing there the whole time. It wasn't until year 11 and I thought people would accept me by then. They didn't. I did the mistake of telling them right at the beginning of the year. My closest friend was the worst. I had to hide in the toilets all the time to have my lunch. I just couldn't do it with it anymore. I just thought everybody's normal, but I was made to feel like it wasn't normal. How can I help how I feel? I just couldn't do it. I used to walk these corridors on my own. They would just be gathering around here, just sat, waiting for me to just walk past. This used to be my little hideout, my little place that I was hoping they wouldn't find me.
We know that 65% of young people in this country say that they are bullied at school for being gay. Now is the time to bring an end to homophobic bullying.
At first I hit them back. I thought that if I showed resistance they wouldn't pick on me anymore. It didn't work. Then I thought if I ignored them they would stop. That also didn't work.
These kids needed us. And we have an obligation to change this. There are messages everywhere that validate this kind of bullying and taunting, and we have to make it stop.
He didn't really like to talk about it, but I could see it was happening. everyone would talk about him getting punched on the tennis courts in the schoolyard and stuff like that. And, you know, obviously I'm his sister, so it'd be horrible to hear, but what can you do? I mean, he would be getting bullied every day just for being gay.
School was extremely hard anyway, let alone having this thing over me. I didn't know how to be. It wasn't until year 11 that I told everyone. I mean, that's a big secret to keep for quite a while. I never really understood why or how I come about finding out who I was. I used to hate walking down it. Practically ran just to stop people throwing stuff at me all the time. Didn't even know me and they were throwing stuff at me.
My mum and dad were okay with it. They were a bit shocked at first, but you know, they came to terms with it. He was always really secluded about it, and he didn't want anyone to know. I don't think he was planning on telling my mum and dad, but he told me and I told him that it was the right thing to do. You know, you can't hide that stuff.
Well, I never properly come out to my parents. I mean, it was my best friend first of all, and if she couldn't accept me, then what would my parents think? What would my brother think? It made me repulse myself. It made me want to even hurt myself the way other people would make me feel. My mum started seeing things through the internet, emails that I would get. It wasn't just mentally. It was through the internet, it was through all these social networking sites. It just got too much. I was only young. It made me really question myself as to who I was, as to what could I overcome from this. I would walk home from school and be taunted all the way. They would beat me to the ground and say, "Why aren't you normal? Why can't you just like other people? Why can't I just like boys? The normal." But what is normal? People never let me forget it. It was like this burden that just was always over me, this big dark cloud.
It's the pain of dating a girl who's ashamed of me, hides it from her family, is embarrassed of me. Angry, we can't get married, live normally. That our friends are getting rings and talking about having babies, and it's making the crazy.
Obviously, my first reaction would be to get revenge on the person who bullied my brother and, you know, drove him to kill himself. But I feel the need to ask him why. Why would you bully someone just for being gay? And how does that make him feel? That he made someone kill themselves?